And then because it does that sometimes, the rest of your story and questions are here on page 41 down to here. So question number 5 about Galileo and his telescope. Do you think Galileo's inventions made a difference in the world? Okay, that's your uh, opinion question using evidence from the text. And part 2 of that is how. So you cannot just say, yep, that is not enough of an answer. Make sure that you say how you think Galileo's inventions made a difference in the world. Your learning outcomes, again, you're asking answering questions, showing that you can find details in a text. And then your opinion, how did you do on this assignment? Sweet, I'm super happy with myself. Meh, I did okay. Not great. I'm going to do much, much better next time. Okay. At the bottom of that paper begins your art section, your fine arts, visual art. Your directions are using a pencil and or colored pencils, markers and or crayons. Students will complete each assigned sketchbook page. You guys hopefully have been working in a sketchbook, although there is a sketchbook page on the back of here as well. Learning outcomes, you're going to combine and apply artistic and reasoning skills to imagine, create, realize, and refine. Task, follow directions on your sketchbook pages. Make sure your work is neat, detailed, and interesting, and there's a self-assessment. So I'm going to show you what I think is the sketchbook page here on the back. And it's talking about form. Okay, so if we look here, these are 3D forms. Okay, looking a little bit 3D. Forms are objects that are 3D. That means three-dimensional. You can measure them in 3 ways. They have length, width, and height. Use the space below to practice drawing your own forms. Try stacking them, drawing them in different sizes. That was blurry on my copy. If you are brave enough, add shading to your forms. So if you look here, there's some really great examples of these 3D forms. We've got cubes, we've got cylinders, we have rectangular prisms, cones, pyramids, a semicircle, or a hemisphere even, right? A half of a sphere, wonderful. Here they've shaded with color, so you can see the lightest part is right where the light is hitting, and the darkest part is the shadow that really makes it seem like it's coming off of the page, like it's 3-dimensional. So it's experimenting with those. I will say if you have some objects around your house, I have a couple of things. I have this here, which is like a cylinder. It has 2 circular faces and straight up and down connection sides all the way around. Just looking at this, I can kind of see there are a couple places a light is sitting it very brightly right there, and there's light from my computer hitting it right here. So I would make those my lightest areas. And then there's also light on this side. That's a nice light green. And then on this side, it's coming into shadow. And so it's a darker looking green on this side. So I could set this up somewhere and it could help me to practice. If I put it straight on like this, it almost looks like a rectangle. If I tilt it a little, I can see this face, which I know is circular, but from here, really, if you just looked at that, it looks like an oval because of the perspective. So practice drawing some of your 3-dimensional objects. I also have this cube here, and if I drew it straight on like this, it would look just like a square. But if you tilt it and change it a little bit, you can see here I can actually see 1, 2, 3 faces and where the light is hitting here and where it's in shadow over here. So experiment, use some objects around your house. Then she says to try stacking them. What if I put it like this? How could I draw that? Where does the light hit? And do some experiments making things look 3D. It's a very exciting. Do please share your pictures if you're finished. At the bottom of your sketchbook page, right down here, begins your music directions, and I will read some of those directions to you. The directions: either do this with a family member or find a friend and do this together. Listen to various pieces of music together and write down your observations of what you hear in the music. So you might be in the same place, listening to the same piece of music, but you're separately going to be writing while the song is on or while the music is playing. Your observations might include the instruments, voices, rhythm patterns, tempo, which is speed, lyrics, use of words and music. Goes on to the next page. Together to share the meaning, etc. After you're finished, share your observations with each other to see how alike and different they are. Maybe you really noticed the words and what the meaning of the words were and the voice that was used. Maybe your friend or your family member really noticed the instruments that they chose and a part where it sped up or slowed down or had some tempo changes. So just comparing your experiences of different music. The learning outcomes is that we're hoping that you will learn to listen more closely to the details within a given piece of music. There are Ohio standards, and that is to be able to describe what you hear and compare your experience to the response of others. How do I know if my work is good? You hopefully will always know, did you try your best and do your very best on your assignment? So I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I miss you so much. I cannot wait to see your wonderful faces again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.